Whoa, why? Well, hello there, everybody. Hi, how you doing? My name is Meganimanic, or Matthias, and this is the first episode of Behind the Mask. It's my very own little behind-the-scenes sort of deal. Uh, yeah, this little series, I'll be making these every now and again to prove to you guys that I'm still alive, I'm not quite dead, and it'll just give you a little bit of what goes on in Meganimanics' head when he's animating. And this first one is going to be quite the doozy, uh, because I have a lot of stuff to explain, and well, I guess I might as well get to it, huh? Yeah. So for those of you who need a quick little recap, I'll tell you a little bit about me. So, first of all, my name is, my username is Meganimanic. I started this channel way back, oh man, I don't even know, in 2009? 2009 sounds about right. And, you could fact check me on that. So, yeah, I started this in 2009 with my first upload of, well, the first actual video that I uploaded was I think it was a small stop animation where I took the action figures from the first Spider-Man movie, the first, like, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, and the second video was actually my first what the fuck, I can't think. It's hard for me to multitask. This is my very first time ever doing this, so I apologize if this is a little crooked, but my second video I ever uploaded was the very first episode of The Amazing Pivot Spider-Man. And that was what really started my little hoorah into the biz. I just got done watching all of the Spectacular Spider-Man and Spider-Man the New Animated Series that was on MTV for a while, and it was that and then the second Spider-Man movie that kind of made me go, hey, I want to make cartoons. And not even like cartoons, I guess, because Pivot, well, I guess you could call it a cartoon, maybe. It's kind of a animation. Animation isn't cartoons, but fucking whatever, okay? Let's get on with it. So my second upload was the first episode of The Amazing Pivot Spider-Man, and through dumb luck and lots of, like, popularity outbursts, I became pretty popular through, these stick figure animations, and from there I dipped into a few other pots with random comedy animations, stop motions with action figures that I had, and a couple of stick figure adaptations also, of like Ape Escape and Kingdom Hearts, and a couple of good little dips here and there, and I got a pretty good fan base going. Right now I'm sitting at about 450 subscribers. I completely dropped off the map like 3 years ago with the release of my new techniques and figures and teasing in episode 9 for The Amazing Pivot Spider-Man. And this was probably the moment of deadness that a lot of my more recent subscribers know about. I have literally no excuse for this other than I just lost motivation. I just did not have the guts and the ambition that I once had when I started the channel. It just seemed like there was way too much on my plate. I had so many plans and ideas for the future, and I just kind of couldn't follow through with it all, and it sucked. It sucked a lot. So I remade stick figures, and I remade backgrounds, rewrote storylines for almost all of my series, and I just didn't finish it all. It was way too much for me to do, and I feel horrible. I feel like a utterly ginormous pile of cow dung for just not finishing it, and it sucks. And you guys don't deserve this, and I really just I think about it every time that I try to make another video or something like that. I just can't. I don't bring myself to do it. And you guys don't deserve that. You've been waiting very patiently for me for 3-4 years almost now. Jeez. But this video, hopefully, is going to be a landmark change. This is it. You can see right here, I'm doing it. I'm doing it again. I am trying to get back into the business of reanimating, I guess. This will be like the third time I've said I've redone stuff. And I'm just hoping it goes well. Like, I'm starting fresh. Big plans for small amounts of work. So well, you know what? I'll go over this in a little bit more detail later in the video. But I'm just starting fresh. Big plans with the confidence, and the confidence, and the solidarity I need to make Meganimanic. I can't even get my own channel name right. An amazing place for people to see, but some changes have arrived in my life, so I feel better about things now. I moved to an apartment with my girlfriend, and I work a few days a week, and I have some time to myself often enough where I can believe that I can make this channel something worthwhile. So here it is. This is my plan for the future of Meganimanic. Alright? So starting from scratch, you know, with everything else under the bus. So I will still keep videos up, for those of you who may be worried about that. But I will be starting from scratch with these series. Some of these will be familiar, not the same, and that's the intention. To avoid certain copyright infringements, I will be finding new media to attach to my Spider-Man pivots. That means like new audio, sound effects, background music, and backgrounds in general, stuff like that. The stupendous Pivot Spider-Man, which is what you see before you, this will be at the top of my list. I stylized stick figures. I can actually give you guys a little peek at that right now. Actually, I have a lot of stick figures going for me. These are just characters. Each of these folders has something in it, like all the Spider-Man multiverse and new spider symbols that you guys have probably seen from art and stuff. I'm making stick figures for a few of these things for like later on in the series, once I can afford to have guest stars on. When I have the time. But I've stylized new stick figures, and I'm focusing on arcs rather than the enormous, ever-expanding Spider-Man storyline. So I'm only dealing with this like a season or a story arc at a time. Not worried too much about, you know, oh man, in like 4 seasons, Black Cat's gonna have to come in, so I better create this giant storyline for her now. No, that's not the case. I will actually be dealing with this smaller portions at a time, starting with Peter Parker going through high school, and the very first thing I realized when I tried making the Amazing Spider-Man into the Stupendous Spider-Man was that I was doing exactly what happened in the movies. I had rewritten the entirety of Spider-Man's origin, and I just couldn't keep going that way. I had to make sure that the Stupendous Spider-Man was fleshed out, and what he needed to be was what he needed to be. You know, I just needed to, take the story for a ride from Spider-Man. I didn't need to explain who Peter Parker was, because if you're watching the show, then you know who Spider-Man is, and you just want to see somebody's, interpretation, or just what you think they could create with Spider-Man. And that's what I took to heart. And so I just completely threw out the window of making an origin story. We'll be starting with Spider-Man has been Spider-Man, and he's now dealing with school. That's it. So with this in mind, I created a bunch of these stick figures and people and everything like that, so that way everything will kind of flow together better than what they have previously. So I will only have a handful of backgrounds and sprites to make and stuff, but after that, it's all pretty much animation. Like, I've already started writing the script for the first episode. What I'm doing now is a prologue episode to set the mood for the rest of the series. That's what this conversation is here, but I'll get to that in a minute. But after that, it's just about all animation for the Stupendous Spider-Man. And since this is at the top of my list, it ought to, come out in time. And I'm probably going to redesign Rhino. I don't like how that looks. Anyway, the second series that I plan on creating is going to be a reboot of an old series I started. It'll be an adaptation of the Ape Escape pivots that I made quite a while ago. You may have noticed a little blue spiky-haired character that kind of floats around the channel art holding the time net. That guy's name is, I think I named him Jace. I don't know. If I could come up with something better, I will. But for now, his name is Jace, and he will be the main character in a new take on the monkey catching franchise that's called Ape Escape Prime Ape Event. It takes place a couple of years after the first game, well, quite a few years. Spike is all grown up, and he's had a kid, and Spectre is dead, but he reproduced, and so his daughter Spectra is out and about. It took me a while to piece together what I wanted for that series, and I think I found something that'll stick and hopefully entertain at the same time. That's kind of what that one will be. It'll be more like an adventure comedy series as opposed to Spider-Man, which will be a slice of life theatrical series. And finally, my own first original series. My channel, Meganimanic, is a partner channel. I have all that title and privilege and everything, but I just haven't had any original content to put out there, and I was thinking of something to do, and I posted a bit more information about this to my Facebook page. Links to that in the description. Maybe I'll put an annotation of the video now. But on the Facebook page, I have I've described a series called Spellbound. That's the name, and it's an idea I've had for a while and wanted to create, but on top of Spider-Man and schooling, I never got the chance to flesh something out of it. But now that I am by myself and I have the time, I'll be plunging into the world of monsters and mythology. So things like, I don't know, the fucking vampires and ogres and hydras and all sorts of stuff like that, of different mythologies and different countries and their folklore and stuff like that. And I'll be creating a series out of these that'll hopefully entertain a broader group of people. This will be my first series that I'll be doing on my own, and I really haven't done much with stuff that came out of my own head. So I'll be doing that soon. That will be my own original series. So to close out this really long, wow, almost 15 minutes. I didn't even mean to do that. I have a bad habit of droning, but we'll figure that out. But to close this out, I have to apologize again. I am very, very sorry for everybody. I just didn't know what took me so long. I've been very vague, and I've been gone for over 3 years, and that sucks. That's just horrible, and I can't believe I've done that to you guys. But I plan on turning this channel around very quick, and I feel like now, for the first time in a long time, I have the ability, the time, and the confidence to do that. And so I just want to thank everybody and apologize to everybody too. The next video I have should be a little bit more not, I don't know what the other word is. I'm trying to think of a word that means there will be more content. There will be definitely more details, and hopefully I can, bring matters to a close and actually start dishing stuff out again. But I just want to thank you guys for watching this video and for bearing with me as I drone. I'll see you guys next time on Behind the Mask. Look forward to it. I plan on creating more of these just to be in contact with you. If you have any questions for me, or if you have any suggestions or anything like that, any feedback for me, let me know, and I will definitely answer you guys. It's the least I could do for ignoring, is that a good word? Ignoring you guys for 3 years, holy cow. Alright, so I'll see you guys next time on Behind the Mask, or whatever comes out before that.